Alright guys, welcome to another review. Yeah, move that box out of the way. And yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of greasy hair for the reviews that I record from June to July, maybe into August, because it's swelteringly hot. And it's pointless to shower because you instantly get sweaty again. So yeah, you'll have to endure scruffy, whiny, clueless drinker videos. Anyway, one of the local supermarkets stocked certain types of craft beer, primarily stuff like the Meisel & Friends beers, the Braumanufaktor stuff, which is of course a local brewery, and then they had a little spout with the Brooklyn beers, Brooklyn East IPA and the Brooklyn Lager, and then a couple of the odd Belgian style beers. But I was in there recently and I was pleasantly surprised by the new range of craft beers. You know, stuff from Braumanufaktor, a few more Belgian breweries in there, Crew Republic's beers in there. Always great to see Crew Republic's beers about. A good range of Inselbräu, who I've reviewed a few of their beers, and they had some interesting ones that I'm hopefully going to pick up in the future. And yeah, a few other bit brews like Lemke, I think they're called. They had an Anjunian beer that I'd never seen in the flesh, so I picked it up because I do like Anjunian. And they had a couple of beers from the Hopfmeister brewery out of Munich. And I've reviewed, or at least I think I have, I've definitely reviewed a collaboration that these guys did with Hopfmeister, I think it was, could be the wrong brew, which was a Gherkin Goes, which was a beautiful beer. And I had the Exotische Weizen, but I'm not too sure if that video file survived or not. If it's uploaded, it's uploaded, but I don't have it on my computer and I can't remember uploading it. But yeah, so I saw this, had a good little range of their beers actually, so great availability now. And yeah, so picked up this, the Franz Josef Unfiltriertes Helles. So it's an unfiltered Helles beer. So a craft Helles, you know, you could do it really well, or you could just overly hop it and then it's not a Helles beer, and then it's like, what the fuck is this? I hate beers like that. Hopefully this isn't one of those. But yeah, this is a Helles lager clocking in at 5.1%, brewed with Tettlinger, Crystal, Centennial and Citra hops, and just water, barley malts, hops and yeast. So it doesn't really go into too much detail about what malts are used for this one. So yeah, I really like the artwork. It's got this sort of like a recycled paper feel to it. Beautifully designed. I like the neck label as well. And yeah, beautifully presented beer with a plain black crown. So Munich has quite a few good breweries, which I don't think they get the credit for, because it's obviously the cities like Hamburg and Berlin that seem to get all of the hype when it comes to craft beer. But you know, we've got some pretty damn good beers here in Bavaria in the craft sector, if you will. But anyway, using my Craft Beer Festival Teku for this. I was going to use my Augustiner glass, but I always find it weird when I use like a 500ml glass for a 330ml beer. You know, it's good for reviewing because you can get your nose in and stuff. It just looks odd, and I'm not very OCD, but sometimes little things like that just tick me off. Like, it's never a constant thing, because one thing that sometimes annoys me won't annoy me for a long time, and then I just have a spat where I have to change it. Like when I'm changing the volume on something and it's sorted by numbers, it always has to be a multiple of 5, but then again most of the time it doesn't. It's just sometimes I get irrational and do it like that. It's like OXO cubes. When I see them displayed in the supermarkets and it's like XXOX or XOOXOO, I have to spell out OXO at least once. But again, that's something I could walk past it one day, it doesn't even bother me, but sometimes it just slightly triggers me. What the fuck am I talking about this for? The beer then. And yeah, definitely an unfiltered looking beer. Nice amount of haze in there. Thankfully, it's still got the colour of a Hellas beer. Nice straw-like oranginess there. Very, very slight amber tones. I'm sure there are a few little bits and bobs floating around the glass, but there's definitely a cloud of particulates in the middle. It does kind of look like a pale ale or an IPA, so of course those hops that have been used in there have altered the appearance, as well as it being an unfiltered Hellas beer, of course. But yeah, it still looks like what it is supposed to be, which is always a good thing. And the beer poured with, well, it's just got a lining of white head now. So anyway, let's see what we get on the aroma. The main aroma that I'm getting is sort of like a lemon, like a lemon juice sort of thing. You still get that muskiness that you get with a Hellas lager. You get that malt build, that crisp, biscuity, cracker sort of malty presence. Slight herbaceous tones in there, a little bit leafy. You do pick up the hops in there, but they're very subtle on the aroma. And it has that sort of smell like that earthiness of like a land beer or a Zwickel, which are essentially just pretty much all filtered lagers. But yeah, it looks like a Hellas beer, and it smells like a Hellas beer. We're off to a good start with this one. Before I get into it, and you know the great thing about these guys is they put bottled on dates on their bottles as well as a best before. So this was bottled on 12th of the 1st, 2017. So in January. So it's not exactly the freshest bottle. And it goes out of date on the exact same day in 2018. So I'm not really going to worry too much about that, to be honest. So anyway, off to a cracking start. Let's give it a taste. Prost. Thank you. This is what I want from a craft Hellas beer. First and foremost, Hellas lager every day of the week. Probably my favourite style of beer. I know it seems to be a dirty word to say you like lagers and that sort of thing, but it's probably one of the most drinkable and versatile styles. It's great for any time of the year, most beers are. It's great for any occasion, most beers are. It's great if you just want to casual throw a few beers back, or it's great if you want to do this and, you know, well, not really actually, because you do sometimes get a very base flavour profile from a lager, but yeah, there is a sense of versatility into it. And thankfully, this smells, looks and tastes like an unfiltered Hellas beer. Albeit with a slightly enhanced citrus-like quality, which adds a little bit of the refreshment factor to it. It's crisp, it's clean, it's got a medium mouthfeel to it. I think the addition of hops help bulk it up a little bit as opposed to a very traditionally brewed German Hellas. And those hops, some would say that, oh, it needs to be a bit more hoppy. But 90% of people like that are fucking idiots, let's face it. This, to me, it strikes that perfect balance of sticking to its traditional roots, but adding slight contemporary twists and tweaking the build of the beer without it completely going in an obscenely hoppy direction. If I want a hoppy beer, I'll get a pale ale or an IPA. When I go for a Hellas beer, I don't really want to be bombarded with hops. I just want something that's nice, refreshing and drinkable. And this, my friends, is a great example of what I want personally. Remember, this is just my own opinion. This is what I want with a craft Hellas beer. The hops also add a nice little stark bitterness on the back end. So it does very, very slightly dry, but with the style like this, you're going to go in anyway, but it just amplifies the moorishness for it. And with everything in there, I could have been wrong before about saying there were little bits and bobs, but it's, yeah, hazy. Really, really nice. Yeah, I'm very, very impressed with this one. I think at the moment, the best rated craft Helles lager in Germany is Tillman's Helles. Is it Tillman's? I can't remember. I reviewed it on the channel a while ago. I thought that was a great example of craft beer style. This for me, now you know me personally, it probably will never, I'll never find a beer that reaches the satisfaction that an Augustiner Helles does. I look forward to potentially finding a beer that I find much more delicious than Augustiner Helles. But for a craftier, slightly hoppier Helles beer, this is definitely the best one that I've tried so far. Just a great balance of, you know, German brewing tradition with this wonderful renaissance of German craft brewing. And going off this one, you can tell that the guys behind this beer, I mean, I could be completely wrong, I'm just making assumptions. I don't know if they are in favour of the purity laws, the Reinheitsgebot, or if they're, you know, dead against it. But drinking this beer, you still get that sense that they respect the brewing traditions. And I think that's what some German brewers are sort of lacking. It's they just want to completely move away from the tradition, the purity laws that have helped build Germany as one of the powerhouses in brewing. So yeah, getting a little bit philosophical with this one. Yeah, handcrafted with love, definitely. 5.1%. You could have this. Yeah, you could do a really nice session on this one. And it is one that I would definitely pick up again if I wanted a slightly hoppier, more characterful Helles beer. So it's safe to say that this is a 10 out of 10 from me. If you have tried it, of course, let me know your thoughts, opinions. What's some of your favourite hoppy lagers? Where do you stand with hoppy lagers? Always interested in a potential debate, that sort of thing. Yeah, just bombard me in the comments. If anybody I know has reviewed this beer, of course, their reviews are included, as always. Check out the brewery's website and that sort of thing. Check out my German craft beer playlist for some more fantastic examples of German craft beer. And yeah, will I ever actually record a video that's less than 10 minutes long? I'll let you ponder on that one. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see you later. Prost.